fired it through the crease and wide.
A great opportunity for Seth on that play. Just couldn't find the back of the net, but just a good move to get a shot on goal.
Now played ahead for Jake Samuelson. Senior fires it in wide of the net. 3:54 remaining in the first period. 1-0 St. Cloud Tech on the goal from Joey Mendel. Just a freshman Mendel. Now moving it ahead, this is number 12, Raker Ripke. Now back out to the point. Played back down low. And Cheetah sends it to the point, and then it's fired wide by number 10, Dominic Hafner. Wojciechowski dumps it back in. Coon Rapids touching up on the offside. That's going to be too far for Samuelson and all the way down for icing.
I think, Charlie, one of the most disappointing things for Coon Rapids here is just one shot on goal here in this first period. And, you know, again, it's pretty tough to put the puck in the net when you're not getting shots on it. And that's one thing that I know we won't talk to Coach Molesky until after the second period, but one of the things he's been concerned about, scoring chances for Coon Rapids, just not nearly enough this season.
Back out to Nagley. Here's one, and it goes off the pipe, I think. Sent all the way back down as Nagley put a seeing eye wrister right through a crowd. And I thought I heard post.
I think you did.
Here's Setram. Turned over a neutral ice, dumped back in by Havelka. He races to the bench for a change. Setram behind the net. Scoops it up the near side. Austin Keller. Turned over and played back ahead by Andrew Setram all the way back down, but this one's going to go on net. Ball plays it wide for Cody Crandall, number 16. Now here's Randall. And up the far side, Robbie Randall poked away from him in neutral ice. Nice defensive play there by number 7, Riley Bates. Now Skaya on the near side, dumps it in, takes the hit from Wojciechowski. Hafner behind the net, spins it around to the near side wall. This is Brett Johnson. Picked off by Skaya as he tried to play it out, and then Hafner with a nice diving defensive play to poke it away, or Skaya would have had a golden scoring opportunity. Peterson dubs his shot, comes right back to Skaya, and on the fortunate bounce, he hammers it into the roof of the net. It's 2-0 St. Cloud Tech.
It couldn't have been more advantageous for Skaya, as you mentioned. A good opportunity thwarted by him earlier, and then right back, that bounce right to him for his 13th goal of the season, and he makes it 2-0 Tech.
That's a team-leading total. And you'll see it again here. This is just going to pop right to him in front of the net. Actually kicked to him on a nice play there by Reinholz. Came off the skate of number 9, Reinholz, so he'll get an assist. Peterson will probably get one as well.
Not much Justin Ball could do on that. That one came right back to Peterson. No defender in front of him, and he made it look easy.
Johnson off the restart. Now it's turned over to Peterson. Here comes Skaya, scheming down the right-hand side, firing one high. Comes back out to neutral ice, dumped in by Joey Mendel. Now it's back behind the Coon Rapids net again with 1:49 remaining in the first period. Turned over at neutral ice. Connor Wendt dumps it back in. Picked up there by Hafner. Now Wojciechowski on the far side. Too far for everybody, but it hit the referee, and a fortunate bounce right back to Raker Ripke. Drives it wide, throws it in front, and tied up with Brett Johnson. Couldn't get a stick on it. Diving to get it back out to center is Davidson for St. Cloud Tech. Now Raker Ripke back on it, but couldn't control the puck. Now Peterson turns it ahead for St. Cloud Tech. Dumps it in wide. Nagley behind his own net. Leads it to the far side for Wykenot. And he turns it over, and now a backhand chance, they score. It's 3-0. And the first period struggles continue for the Cardinals as Brandon Altina has his 5th of the year.
You talk about a defensive lap for Coon Rapids. Wykenot just again not getting what he wanted on that puck and turning it right over, make it another easy scoring opportunity for St. Cloud Tech. And there's Altina with that goal, his first of the evening. But again, just the miscue there, and Altina making the Cardinals pay with a backhand goal to make it 3-0 Coon Rapids, St. Cloud.
15:52 the time of the goal for Altina, and that's going to be an unassisted effort. Saw that Wykenot just sort of whiffed on the clearance attempt. It happens to everybody somewhere. You just don't want it to happen at that point of the ice, as it's iced here by the Tigers.
Goal number 5 for Altina coming into this game. That's his 5th of the season, and I'll tell you, nothing better when you go on a road trip. You come down from St. Cloud and you're on the road and get a 3-0 lead in the first period.
A couple of the young guys getting the job done here. I mentioned Mendel that scored the first goal. He's a freshman. Altina just a sophomore. Even Sky is only a junior, so this is a team that's got some scoring punch that's going to be returning in future years. This is Havelka behind his own net, peeling away from the defense. Skaya cuts him off. Havelka able to battle through it, but lost the puck. Comes back to the point for Peterson. Fires that one through a crowd, but Ball saw it all the way and got it right in the logo. Yeah,
and again, just a little bit more pressure here by St. Cloud as they're trying to see if they can get up by a 4-goal margin here with 33 seconds remaining on the clock. And Coach Molesky's going to have to go back to the locker room, Charlie, and go back to the drawing board a little bit, figure out what he can do to get out of this hole.
Yeah, only 2 shots in the first period. Of course, they also had the post, and if that one bounces in, how different a game would it be? That would have made it 1-1. Now it's 3-0, and here's another great opportunity for St. Cloud Tech, is right in front. Sending one on net was Bates.
Yeah, 18 shots on goal for the Tigers here in period number 1, and giving Justin Ball all the work that he can handle. There again, just trying to stuff that one by him, and Ball able just to cover up and get the face-off to his right.
Right off the draw, that one's deflected wide. Coon Rapids player goes down behind the net. That's Hafner. Now it plays up on the back of the cage, sent out in front. Hafner spikes it to the corner. You can see the shell for Coon Rapids. They're all within about 10 feet of their own net. Moving it ahead now is Lucas Ruff. Dropping it off. Now it's thrown in front, blocked off by the skates of Peterson as Cody Anchita tried to center one, and that's the end of the first period. Well, we talked about it when the broadcast started. Coon Rapids wanted to get off to a hot start. They didn't do that in the first period.
They didn't, and we'll hear from their head coach when we come back as the Cardinals trail 3-0.
That's the end of one. 3-0 St. Cloud Tech with a first period blitz.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Coon Rapids Ice Center. We're now joined by St. Cloud Tech head coach Joe Heitkamp. Coach, first period, definitely successful for you guys late in the period. You turned on the Jets late after that 5-minute major by Coon Rapids. What was it, though, for you guys that kind of kicked into gear late in the first period?
Yeah, you know, the power play for us is our bread and butter. We're clipping along about 29, 28%, something like that. You get that 5-minute, you can get some momentum, get some pucks on net, and then the boys really get their legs under them.
Talking about that 5-minute major penalty, how does that affect you guys with so much time on that penalty, you know, the power play? Yeah. How does that affect you guys? Because you guys have more than, you know, just the first line out there. And evidently, you know, late in that power play, you guys were able to score.
Yeah, you know, and the nice thing is we keep that pressure on, too, with our 2 top lines. They just go every other on the power play. And then we got that I believe the second goal was late, right after the penalty had expired. So, you know, you wear those guys down when they're killing, you can kind of sometimes capitalize right after that's over.
You held Coon Rapids to just 3 shots in the first period. You guys were just under 20. How'd you do it?
Oh, hey, our game plan is get the puck below the dots, get pucks on net, get 3 guys in front of him every time he wants to cover the puck, and be looking for those rebounds.
All right, finally, three-goal lead going into the second. What's the message to the guys in the locker room at halftime?
Hey, nothing changes. Get the puck over the blue line, get it deep, and go to work.
Great. Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, when we come back, Charlie and Howie. Charlie, great to have you on the broadcast. We'll have stats and highlights from the first half.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
If you have a collision at 25 miles an hour and you're not wearing a seatbelt, it's like falling from a 2-story building. At 40 miles an hour, it's like falling from 6 stories high. And at 60 miles an hour, if you're not wearing your seatbelt and you crash, it's like falling from 12 stories high. Buckle up. A message from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
Back here at the Coon Rapids Ice Center in between the first and second periods here. 3-0 in favor of St. Cloud Tech. Charlie Beattie along with Howie Shapiro. Jay Ingber down below. And yes, I am not Joe. I'm sorry I can't beat Joe, but I'll do the best I can here on this Saturday afternoon.
Well, you're a little taller and you're a little younger, and I don't believe you played high school hockey. But if you meet, next time you see Joe, ask him about it. He'll tell you all about his high school hockey.
I can make up some stories.
Well, he might have too, as far as I know.
I probably skated once or twice in high school, maybe without a stick. I don't know. But so far in this one, we talked about it before the game. Coon Rapids really needed to get something going offensively, and they did not. No, they didn't. And it's now being outscored 38-10 in the first period, and it's got to be driving Coach Molesky crazy because he can't figure out how to get off on the right foot in the first period. You're down 3-0. Now you're in a big hole, and it's going to be tough to dig out of. And this is a team. We look at St. Cloud Tech. Looks like they got a lot of speed. If you start stretching the ice, they might be able to take advantage. Now we'll take a look at some of the highlights from that first period. We started off the first goal of the game, and it was just a kind of a rebound poke in from Joey Mendel. That was the only one on the power play. Then this was the first shot of the game for Coon Rapids. Came late in the period. Second goal, nice play there on the kick, and Skaya puts it away. And then the third one, I think, we're going to see it right here. This is what's really going to kill Brandon Molesky. The turnover in his own zone leads to an easy one. Yeah, and you obviously can't afford, when you're struggling like they are, you cannot afford to give up that kind of goal. They come in here and they turn the puck over right in their defensive end. There's no teammate to help him out, and a tough one for Justin Ball as he gives up that third goal. And now Coon Rapids goes to the locker room and says, this is what we need to do. And again, they can't afford to continue to have the pressure down in their end like they did in the first period. Only 2 shots on goal for Coon Rapids in period number 1, and I know that's not acceptable for Coach Molesky. Well, these fans will be looking for a little bit more in the second period. We'll be back in a moment. After 1, St. Cloud Tech leading 3-0.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Fun for everybody here inside the Coon Rapids Ice Center, and I know that Jay Ingber had a chance to catch up with Coach Brandon Molesky between periods. Let's send it down to Jay and see what you got. Jay?
I did, Charlie, and I talked to Coach Molesky about the 5-minute major that junior Jake Bruner acquired early in the first period. And what we talked about, and actually before Jake entered the locker room in between periods, Coach went up and talked to him and said, you know what, Jake, you get 1 more major until you're out of this game. And it brought up a good point that's worth addressing, and that is that now that the check from behind is a 5-minute major, it changes things a little bit for these players. 2 majors in a game's always been an automatic ejection, but now after the Benilde St. Margaret's player Jack Jablonski was paralyzed due to the check from behind. That rule was changed and implemented midway through last season. So Coach Molesky reminded his players, senior defensemen, that one more major penalty and he's out of this game. And I think he got the message loud and clear.
And it is one of those things that has really changed the game a lot for the better. Safety, of course, a huge concern for high school players, but it's something players really have to be mindful of even before the game starts.
Yeah, they really do. And Jake's one of the leaders on the defense for Coon Rapids, and they can ill afford to be without him, obviously. And Coach Molesky made a great point. You know, you can't afford to do that. Otherwise, you're out of the game, and we need you on the ice if we're going to have an opportunity to get back into this game.
Well, we're still waiting for the teams. A little longer than normal break here in between the first and second periods. We've got a lot of events that are going on today that kind of around the game.
It's youth night here at the Ice Center, and so the young kids were out playing a little bit, and Coach Molesky was out watching them, and kids were, we're getting pretty excited about being out on the ice, but on this big sheet of ice, and now. As you mentioned, I don't know, about 7-10 minutes additional time in that first period, but the Tech's back. We're waiting for the Cardinals as they take the ice now as well, and we'll get that second period going, and we'll see what kind of energy. And energy was the thing that Coach Molesky talked about. They lacked the energy, and especially in the first period. So, if history repeats itself, they tend to play better in second and third periods. But down 3-0, it's quite a hole to get out of.
It did seem like that major penalty. There was a definite before and after effect, and Coon Rapids was in the game. They weren't getting shots, but they were in the game a little bit early. A major penalty came along, and they were just on the back foot for the rest of the period.
Well, if anybody not have an opportunity, if they're watching the TV here live, we are live quite obviously, but we also stream everything live. And you can see live stream it. Go to ctnstudios.tv, and you get an opportunity. You got to create an account. Once you create an account, you have an opportunity to watch all the games live on the line. So it's a lot of fun. It's our first year doing it, so we're pretty excited about it.
Now we're just about set for the second period to get underway. Just sending all the players who aren't going to start the period to the benches. As there you see Brandon Molesky again, and that face has gotten slowly more intense as the day's gone along.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is he's used to seeing his team struggle in the first period, and this game is no different. And it's just a matter of what they can do to adjust and play solid defense, quite obviously. You saw Tech with the puck down in the Cardinal end most of that first period. And they're going to obviously make some adjustments here and get their offense going, because they haven't scored a lot of goals, and that's been all year long, and that's been a problem for them.
Be the same two lines that started the game that are going to head out there for both teams. And one change, we're going to see Steven Brasheko for the first time in the game, the big forward for Coon Rapids, and there you see him on the puck with Tanner Skaya, who sends it in deep for St. Cloud Tech as we are underway in the second period. Here's Havelka behind the net. Skaya comes in to poke it free, got a little help there. Bad pass out to the point, picked off by Randall, and he moves it ahead 3-on-2 with Johnson and Brasheko. Poked away from him momentarily. Now Randall trying to send it in front. Brasheko trying to make himself a presence there. And he goes down, and I think the net came loose here a little bit.
Well, you call a lot of hockey, quite obviously, and you know that I think a goal for Coon Rapids here early on in the second period will boost them quite a bit, because they need to get a little confidence on their side.
I think it's just one of those classic next goal is huge kind of situations. Coon Rapids gets it, they're right back in the game. Goes to 4-0 St. Cloud Tech. It could be kind of lights out here early in the second period. So we'll see how the players respond to that one. It's right off the draw. Randall sent a backhander on net that was sticked away by Althouse. Althouse has really played almost every minute this year for St. Cloud Tech. They've got 4 other goalies listed on their roster. They don't get much time on the ice. As there's a long-range shot and a deflection in. The shot came from Peterson, but it was Skaya right in front of the net. He bounced one in.
Charlie, you talked about it, a 4th goal by St. Cloud Tech, and it could be all over. And now a quick goal by Tech to come out here to get it up 4-0. And you can see that, again, no opportunity for Justin Ball to make that save. And you give credit to the Tigers. Did a nice job of coming out here in period number 2 and continuing their shots on goal, their onslaught on Coon Rapids, 4-0.
Well, 4 goals looks like a tough night for a goaltender, but you really can't think of anything Justin Ball should do differently on any of these. He's just been really out of luck. It's moving in as Anchito looking for a rebound off the back wall there. Then no one played for St. Cloud Tech, and now they come back the other way. Fired in deep. Picked up there by Hafner. Pressured behind the wall. Taken away by him from Oberg. And back out to the point. Here's Connor Wendt. Throws it across for Peterson through a crowd. Blocked by Wojciechowski. It flipped up top over the net. Oberg sending a centering pass again. Comes back out to Wendt. Sticked away as that one came from the top of the formation, and Peterson able to keep it in. Knocked down by the glove of Raker Repke, and back out to center, where Peterson picks it back up again for Tech. Jake Peterson maneuvering in his own end, turns it over, and Wojciechowski stepping up to try and play it in. Loses out there to Braden Altina. Altina's shot low and sticked high to the glass by Ball. Held in, and it's Oberg in the far side corner. Pinched up against the boards by Hafner, giving up a lot of size there. Oberg, another big guy at 6'2", 210. And here's Peterson, top of the circle, fires, and right through a crowd. Ball couldn't see it. He's frustrated with his defense as he gets up. It is 5-0 St. Cloud Tech on the 9th of the year from Jake Peterson.
We talked about Jake Peterson at the beginning of the game. Again, just a good opportunity. And a shot that, you know, if you're not screened, your goaltender's probably going to stop that shot. But unfortunately, you adjust him off screen, and you can see his frustration with his defenders in front of him. And, you know, early here in the second period, now it's a big, almost insurmountable lead at 5-0. Obviously, still plenty of time left, but Coon Rapids offensively really hasn't shown any kind of a spark to get on the board at this point.
And 2 goals in the first minute 58 of the second period here for St. Cloud Tech, and they're threatening to turn the lights out early on this one. Dumping it in is Joshua Lawrence. Now a chance here for Day, and that one's a pad stop by Althouse. Day is pinched up against the boards. Now playing it around behind is Crandall. Lawrence couldn't get to it. Stepping up to hold it in is Havelka. He takes it back behind the net. Havelka dumped in the corner as he gets run over by Joe Setram. It's pinned up along the wall there by Joey Mendel, who scored the first goal of this game way back when on the power play. Now here's Peterson maneuvering ahead. It's a stick chop by Johnson. Now Setram back at his own blue line. Taken away by Johnson. Setram takes him down. Penalty coming up here against St. Cloud Tech. And an opportunity for Coon Rapids on a nice forward-checking play by Seth Johnson. Yeah, if they can get on the board and on their power play, you know, it gives them a little bit of spark here. But again, this is their leading scorer, and they know that defensively that the Tech has to stop Seth Johnson. Seth had an opportunity, but taken down, and now a power play opportunity for Coon Rapids, their first of the evening. Now, Coon Rapids on the power play this year, 18.5%, 10 out of 54 on the season. St. Cloud Tech, amazingly enough, their penalty kill, pretty pedestrian, 77%. That's only their 37th minor penalty of the season. That is an incredibly low number at this stage of the year.
Well, they play very disciplined. You know, Coach Heitkamp tells them you got to play disciplined. Don't take foolish penalties, obviously. And last few games, though, they have been in the box. But this is their first penalty here this afternoon.
Johnson dumps it in deep, and Cheetah around to the far side, lets it go through to Randall. And try to set it up, Robbie Randall pressured there, gets it back out to the point. Hafner couldn't hold the line. And he's pressured there as he moves it out by Davis Reinholz. Now ahead for Anchita again. Randall able to poke it down low. Anchita behind the net, trying to play it around for Johnson. Swung around the wall and caught off by Hafner, but again, couldn't keep it in the zone. Now around for Nagley. Dumps it around the wall. Randall hustling to it. Johnson is there as well, and Randall able to keep it alive. He's got Nagley busting in, and he fired it wide. And then it's sent back through on the rebound by Randall, right through the top of the paint. Best chance of the game there for Coon Rapids, and Nagley couldn't convert.
Nagley had that whole left side of the cage open, too, and he just couldn't get the puck on his stick to direct it into the net. But as you mentioned, that was by far the best opportunity for Coon Rapids here this afternoon.
Now Havelka flips one forward, picked off by Peterson as he gloves it down. He's pressured there by Seth Johnson, and that's going to be a penalty against Coon Rapids. The arm went up right away as Peterson went down, and Johnson goes to the box.
Almost as quickly as Coon Rapids takes the advantage, they give it right back.
Incidentally, after the 10-minute misconduct, Bruner coming out of the box for the first time. There you see Johnson in. Bruner just came out. So you have to serve it until the first whistle after the misconduct is over. And there weren't many after 10 minutes went by for him.
And now you take your best scorer off the ice for a couple of minutes, for a minute and a half anyway, in terms of being outmanned.
4-on-4 for 25 seconds, as you can see on your screen there. Bruner, first involvement. Whips it around the wall, and it'll be picked up on the near side by Ruff. Peterson moving to hold it in. Ruff cuts it off, and we're back out to neutral ice again. Bates dumping it in. Hafner behind the net to play it. This is Ruff. Coming over to cut him off is Bates and spill him down to the ice along the wall. And St. Cloud Tech is now full strength. Ruff tried to step into Skaya, and Ruff got the worst of that hit. 1:18 of power play time for St. Cloud Tech. They're 1 for 1. Of course, that one was a major. Skaya playing it across. This is Joe Setram, who just came out of the box. Peterson plays it across for Skaya, working on a hat trick. Tried to flip one in front. Walker stopped by ball. It's loose in the equipment of one of the defenders. And it's picked up by Reinholz along the far side. Now Hafner behind the net. Penalty coming up here. This is going to go against St. Cloud Tech as they touch it up. Well, I'm not sure who they're going to get. Or are they going to say it was just played with a high stick? Nope, looks like somebody's skating to the box. Davis Reinholz.
Another penalty against St. Cloud, 2 here in the second period. So we'll play 4-on-4 again for about 51 seconds, and the Cardinals will get the advantage.
You see the junior forward, Davis Reinholz, in the box. 3 goals, 3 assists on the year, but sitting out for the next 2 minutes. I think high sticking was the call.